Who would have thought that Outkast would make a song that fits this bubble guppy Karoline Leavitt to a T? Karoline. People say she's mighty fine, but mighty fine only got you there half the time. And the other half had you cussed out or coming up short. It fits her perfectly. It fits her perfectly. And lately, she's been on a tear of stupidity that rivals few. First with the tariff policies and the fact that that these idiots deported, they've deported more than one person that shouldn't have been deported now. But she defends it. This lady is bent. I mean, is all in with that idiot cult, and little does she realize this is a kid, you know, right? It's not gonna take too long for her to realize what a fucking pile of shit she is, you know, and who the pile of shit she's representing is. She'll at one point she'll figure it out, you know, but this lady is getting to the point. I knew I was going to have fun with her, but this lady is disgusting. It's disgusting. It's like you look at her and you have a visceral reaction. You get grossed out. I mean, it's almost to the point where she gives people the dry heaves. And I don't know how you could go home and then wake up and look in the mirror and say the shit that she's going to say and actually think it's legit. Has to be some form of full-on cult type shit, you know? Because what this lady says and does is so nasty, it's so vile, it's so unbecoming that it's like, it's the type of person that you look at and you go, yuck, you know? But that's Karoline, you know? And so I'm going to play the clips about her just being an angry right-wing Karen and chastising the media, chastising this person. And then this is another thing that these people have done, have resorted to, because their shit has fallen apart completely. Lies. Straight up lies. Saying that this guy, Mr. Garcia, is a fucking MS-13 and this and that. Bro, somebody tell me, where are the MS-13? Where are they? Where are they? And she called him a terrorist. She made fun of the fact that he was a father of children. It's disgusting. These people are disgusting. They just look like they smell now, you know? So I'm gonna play you these clips and you know, the reason that I'm gonna play you these clips is because you have to call these lies out at every turn. At every turn. That's the only way we're going to take these motherfuckers down. So check this out. Roll it.
You clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here.
So Karoline Leavitt is blaming the media. She says we failed to understand the art of the deal.
What deal? But no, what I want to know is what deal? What deal?
How do you feel about that?
I would say that, you know, there are many people in this country, even some that voted for the president, that aren't going to drink the Kool-Aid, Howard, and they're not going to be brainwashed by this. We have a...
You're on Fox, lady, but continue. You're making a point.
Economists, we have very staunch Republican Trump supporting financial wizards out.
You don't have any staunch wizards that support this fucking idiot, or else they'd be working for him.
There that said this was bad. This was not a deal.
You think? You think? Well, basically, so what we have here is an El Foldo. A fold. What kind of deal are you talking about?
This was not artful. This was a big screw up, and it continues to be.
Hey, Bubble Guppy, this lady is saying that wasn't a deal. Continue.
A deal, and let's be very clear with what happened. Economists said Japan, Europe, and China, they are our debtors for bonds, and they were dumping bonds like there's no tomorrow. And that
So it was a fold. It was a fold. They were dumping like what he does in his diaper, right?
Is what triggered the term.
Is the art of the deal folding?
I'm not looking at any exemptions now because you don't need to. With reciprocal, you don't need to.
No exemptions, huh, Stinky? Look at him. Look at him using words as if he knows what reciprocal tariffs are, this fucking idiot.
Do you expect any exemptions or waivers?
I don't expect that, no. This is a simple system.
Yeah, right. I can tell.
The president has been clear with me and with others
Goddamn, this dude looks like a Klingon.
that he does not intend to have exclusions and exemptions.
So you don't intend to have any exclusions and exemptions. Put a pin in that before you fucking fold, you imbecile.
This is from commerce to labor to FEMA.
Art of the deal, huh? No exemptions? Continue, Stinky.
Folks, is the president's incoherent tariff theatrics. They're exposing the limits of his power and tainting America's credibility in the global market.
It's called folding.
This weekend, Donald Trump reversed course yet again by exempting phones, computers, and other technology from his new tariff.
That's the art of the deal? Since when is folding the art of the deal? I'll wait, Bubble Guppy. There's an obvious tell when Bubble Guppy is going to lie. That lip just starts quivering, right? And it just goes... Watch.
Immigration. Deporting American citizens to Central American prisons. Is it legal, or do you need to change the law?
Look. The lip actually disappears. Lippy!
Well, it's another question that the president has raised. It's a legal question that the president is looking into.
It's not legal. And then you wonder why the judges fucking overturn all this shit. It's not legal to deport citizens of the United States, you asshole. It's not legal to deport Americans, you fucking asshole. The fuck you think this is? Nazi Germany, you bitch.
And he talked about this yesterday with his meeting with President Bukele in the
He's a fucking parasite too.
Oval Office.
Wow, what a trade-off. We traded Zelensky, Canada, Greenland, Panama for Bukele. You fucking moron, you.
He would only consider this, if legal, for...
It's not legal. It's not. Why don't you tell her? It's not legal, period.
Americans who are the most violent, egregious, repeat offenders of crime, who nobody in this room...
Nonsense. You can forget about it. You can forget about that.
...living in their communities.
And can you imagine if they started deporting Americans over there? What would happen? They'd have a cartel formed in no time. You're an asshole. These people, they don't think 1 second ahead. Fuck you, Bubble Guppy. I know you'd like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer, see your roses really smell like boo-boo-oo-oo. Yeah, roses really smell like boo-boo-oo-oo. Yeah. God damn. That shit was fake as Stinky's goddamn hair. Watch this.
Hi.
Bro, you can't look. You are such a nasty, vile, pathetic bitch that loves fucking filthy old men, right? That you could never pull that off. Never.
See you here.
The president has long said that it would be an abuse of power for a president to direct prosecutors to investigate him. Last week, President Trump explicitly directed the Justice Department to scrutinize Chris Krebs to see if it can find any evidence of criminal wrongdoing. How is that not an abuse of power to direct the Justice Department to look into an individual and name him?
Because it is. Look. She literally gets offended, right? Bubble Guppy literally gets offended when they say a truth about that fucking moron.
Look, the president signed that executive order. It's
What executive order? What? Why? Why? It's bullshit.
A position of the president in this White House that it's well within his authority to do it.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have signed it, and he signed it, and that's his policy.
Wait. Now you know what's going to happen? He's good. Y'all are going to get fucking sued. I know you'd like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer, see your roses really smell like boo boo ooh ooh. Yeah, roses really smell like boo boo ooh ooh. Yeah. This lady, I wonder, man, you have to go home, right, and ask yourself, why do these people hate me? It's because you're fucking impossible to look at. You're impossible to look at. You're a pariah. You're a pariah.
Still going off the El Salvador questions. Yesterday in the Oval Office, administration officials made it very clear that El Salvador is responsible for Mr. Rodrigo Garcia. Yet El Salvador's president said we're not going to do anything with him. So my question is, who is responsible for this man and where he's going to end up? Well, no. First of all, President Bukele said that he is not going to smuggle a foreign terrorist.
What are you talking about smuggling? He's not a terrorist. He's not a terrorist, first of all.
Back into the United States.
And what are you talking about smuggling? You are saying that the president of El Salvador would be smuggling a foreign terrorist. He's not. He's not. Let's get that straight. He's not.
States of America, as many in this room in the Democrat Party seemingly want him to do. Rodrigo Garcia was
The only ones that don't want him to come back is you. You fucking dingbat.
Foreign terrorist.
He's not a foreign terrorist. He is not.
He is an MS-13.
No, he's not.
Member. He was engaged in human trafficking.
No, he wasn't.
He illegally came into our country.
Nonsense. It's all a fucking lie, is what it is. He was here under temporary protective status, waiting for his hearing, and you all fucked up and sent him back. Face it. Man, why don't you own it? Why don't you just own it that you're a bunch of fucking rejects?
And so deporting him back to El Salvador was always going to be the end result.
Why? That's all bullshit. Why? Then why don't you bring him back and give him his due process? Because you're full of shit. You're full of shit, period.
There's never going to be a world in which this is an individual who's going to live a peaceful life in Maryland because he's...
Why? He was doing it just now until your asses deported him.
Foreign terrorist.
Nonsense. That's a lie.
And an MS-13 gang member.
Nonsense. That's a lie.
Not only have we confirmed that...
That's a lie. No, you haven't. Or else the judge wouldn't be telling you to bring him back. You fucking liar.
President Bukele yesterday in the Oval Office confirmed that as well.
Nonsense. That's a lie.
So he went back to his home country where he will face consequences.
For what?
For his gang affiliation.
Nonsense. That's a lie.
His engagement in human trafficking.
That's a lie.
Okay. I'm not sure.
These people are disgusting. You fucking witch. You bitch. I bet below the Mason-Dixon line on you it stinks. That's right, with that old man feeling you up and whatnot. I know you'd like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer, see your roses really smell like boo boo ooh ooh. Yeah, roses really smell like boo boo ooh ooh. Yeah. God damn it, Bubble Guppy. I thought you were done being a goddamn angry right-wing Karen. Watch this.
Hi.
How fake was that? Vile, disgusting skank of a nasty bitch. Oh, by the way, before I go, can you please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, please? And if you want a cool t-shirt or maybe one of these, go to mockingmagamorons.com and check out the website. We got a lot of products there that you can show your disdain for this prick. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.